Uh-oh. We back on again? All right, here, 2x2 set from the Orioles. 3rd and 7. Samson James in the backfield. Look to Zionsville coming with the pressure here. Looks like Zionsville jumps off sides here. If you're Zionsville, you never want to give a veteran offense an easier 3rd down. 3rd and about, looks like 1.5. Let's call it 3rd and 1. Avon trying to overpower Zionsville here with the extra man on the line of scrimmage here. 1 receiver look, 2 receiver look now. Looks like we got 3 receivers back in. Ace look. The H back. 4 downman line look for the Zionsville Eagles. Samson James up the middle. Got the he got the first down. Yep, 3-yard gain there. Ball looks to be on about the 2.5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Orioles.
Well, and Sam, go ahead and set the table for each play that we've seen since that. Since the first down catch by Wallace Stovall.
Yeah, Avon went really heavy with only 1 receiver. It got to about 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 7. Now they picked up a first. They had a false start offsides on Zionsville. Now we're back at 1st and goal from the 3. Oh, another missed snap there. Looks like the Samson turned around and thought he was getting the ball, and Hessen still had the ball in his hand. And mesh point. We've had 2 mesh point kind of issues tonight.
Shades of Andrew Luck against the Kansas City Chiefs right there with a fumble at the goal line and almost took it in.
It's really on the quarterback because they're the ones pulling it.
Right, absolutely.
So it's, the running back sometimes they shouldn't be grabbing for it. It should be the quarterback putting it in there and taking out for the RPO read, mesh read, however they design. Here we go again with the inside run.
Going to bring up 3rd down now.
Yeah, I mean, this Zionsville team is keying on putting as many people in the box, and they're taking their chances on the outside, which I think if you're Zionsville, that's kind of what you have to do, and if you're Avon, you almost have to expect at this point,
Well, we just heard it from somebody in the press box, but you don't want to get too fancy.
Probably not.
You got Samson James. He's going to Ohio State for a reason.
Well,
why not just hand it off to him up the middle 4 times in a row?
That heavy set,
yeah.
QB power,
yeah. 10 seconds, now 8 on the shot clock, play clock, 5 now. And they're going to fake the handoff. Now a little whip route to JP for the completion and a touchdown.
That the RPO, again, leaving JP one-on-one.
Well, that whip route is so tough to defend.
Well, because you got to stop the slant.
Exactly.
And then you also have to get back out. So slant's going to be open or the whip's going to be open. Again, if you're Avon, you got to keep they're stacking the box. You don't want to get cute with the pass.
Yeah.
But that's why you have your RPOs where you give your QB a read option to make the correct read there.
And that'll do it for the drive. Nick Bandy bangs one through. And that brings us to a score. Avon 7, Zionsville 7. Back here in a second on audiosportsonline.com. All right, Nick Bandy going to put a boot into this one. He's got, I can't tell who's on the opposite side, but he's got Tommy Fawcett on the near side. You're going to want to kick it away from him as much as possible.
They're kicking it right to him.
And they kick it, no, not exactly right to him. That one's going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, how they said the Avon team, what a lot of teams you see doing, I think Avon picked this up from Ohio State, you shrink your kickoff.
Yeah.
And you kick it in that corner. You shrink the field, but as a kickoff return specialist, if you get one of those guys, sucked in or sealed on the edge, it can kind of create a problem. But if you have a really good kicker that places it correctly, you're fine.
Well, it feels like to me that they are always on their hash mark. They're always on their sideline when they're trying that.
If you miss kick it, you create a little bit of a problem is the only thing. So, yes. Avon in the 3D lineman look here. Looks like they have 4 right now. And
it's like a semi 2x2 set. That's Tommy Fawcett in there at the H-back. Got to be careful.
We have Sarge all alone with very little help over the top right now.
And they're going to go right at him. They're going to go right at somebody over the top, up the middle.
Oh, wow.
And look at that play. That was Jordan
great
Hull.
coverage by Jalen Peterson. Just a great throw and catch there.
Nothing you can do about that one if you're Jalen Peterson.
Yeah.
I don't think Jordan Peterson could have made that play.
Well, I think Jalen made a great play on the backhand, but the guy switched his hand right when he caught it. So great, heads-up play by the receiver there.
Well, Sam, though, as we've seen,
look at that. I'm interested to see how the stack
quickly.
Works at the bottom of the screen because Avon only has one guy.
There's Fawcett in motion. They'll fake the handoff to him. Or do they give it to him?
Yep.
There was
Fawcett
so much misdirection on that play.
Oh, he lost it.
Oh, it's out of bounds.
Oh, wow. A lot of dancing there.
Yeah, there was so much misdirection on that play. It confused me.
I think he was doing really well getting vertical, and then he started dancing, and he almost lost 2 or 3 yards.
Well, and I'm telling you, Sam, if the Orioles fall asleep on Colin Price, the young man's going to take it to the house. You got to be careful with it when the ball gets into his hands.
Well, now they've set up the jet. They've handed off the jet, so hopefully the linebackers can continue to read their keys and not fall asleep.
And we will, at halftime, we will have one of the Avon baseball coaches in here, or excuse me, Zionsville baseball coaches in here to join us for a little bit on the second half, or a little bit on the first half. He's actually Colin Price's brother, Ryan. He'll be one of the varsity assistants at Zionsville this year.
So they're going after. They went after JP again there on a comeback route. A lot of pressure there by the Avon defensive line to force the throw a little bit high there.
Well, what they're saying is, we're going to have to beat him sometime. So why not try to do it right now?
Well, tough route. Comeback's a tough route to cover. As it is. So
as soon as you get him to flip his hips.
Yeah, you get him to turn his hips. It's a tough route to cover that way.
A little hard count again, almost jumping off sides, but
Spread out, look to the left side.
Interception.
Wow.
That's 32 on the pick. Who's that, Sam?
A little bit of a misread. No, Alex Griffith on the yes. Tommy Fawcett was wide open right near the sticks to the bottom, right next to the out-of-bounds line there. On the hitch route, it looked. For some reason, I don't know if he didn't see the linebacker underneath, but throws it right to Griffith there. Big break for the
really good
Orioles.
play. I think he might have just thrown it behind where he was aiming.
Yeah, because
he did the Orioles.
I was surprised. I thought for sure he was throwing to number 8 there for Zionsville.
You got Wallace Stovall on the near side, Cohen Morell on the top side of the field. Double tight set. I'm not surprised if I see a deep ball here from Hessen. But a handoff to Steven up the middle nonetheless.
Steven getting a lot of positive yards, 8-yard run there. So
the bus. That's why he's the Avon bus.
Former freshman lineman.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I got a chance to coach him last couple of years.
Lineman.
Yes.
Doesn't he love carrying the football?
Well, it makes pass pro really easy because he's able to almost just kind of merge in there.
Not even a tight end.
No, it was
just a lineman. Wow.
I can't remember. Impressive. I don't know if he's a center or a guard or what, but he doesn't shy away from contact for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you could tell he's got a physicality about him as he lowers the pad level and just carries Zionsville defenders with him as he gets another first down run. And Jarrett Stephen providing the thunder to Samson James's lightning.
Both very powerful running backs too. So if you're Zionsville all week, you're working on low tackling. So
I think.
but
you're working on low tackling against one of the most athletic guys in the conference in Samson James, you're not necessarily working as much against a guy like Jarrett Stevens. So that was that big. Is he a sophomore or freshman?
He's a sophomore.
Yeah, that's our big left tackle there.
Yeah, Blake Fisher there.
Yeah, Blake Fisher, unfortunately coming off the sideline with a limp. He's being worked out by the trainer right now. Hessen escapes the rush, heads forward.
I think Wisconsin, I think, just offered Blake.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. That's one of the largest sophomores I've ever seen.
Yeah, Wisconsin, pretty nice lineage there for linemen too.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
And Isaac's there.
Isaac Garindo's there. Yeah, absolutely. It'd be nice to
running back. They moved him to running back.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm
not surprised to see that. I guess I'm not totally surprised.
10-5 kid.
See, I thought if
you run 10-5, there's a lot you can do.
I thought they switched him. They'd switch him to a safety or something, but running back.
Yeah.
Interesting to see what they do with him there.
I'll be watching.
There's Hessen dropping back to pass. Steven picks up the blitz. Hessen looking for Wallace. Stovall over the middle.
Just a little bit too far there from the outstretched arms of Stovall there. But
now, I don't know if you saw that, Sam, but Steven stepping in there and picking up that blitz. I just saw his offensive line in him right there.
So again,
because he set his feet, he rolled his hips, and he really got his shoulders under his legs underneath him before he laid that block.
Yeah, does a great job. Is not scared of contact for sure.
But here come the Orioles again, quicker than usual. 2 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the top. Hessen dropping back, looking. Now he's going to be rolled out to the near side, throwing to the end zone, looking for Stovall. He got it! Touchdown, Avon!
The entire end zone was black, and we have black jerseys. Yeah. I just saw him reach up there and make a snag. What a great catch by Stovall there.
Yeah, outstanding job of keeping the ball. Oh, no, is that laundry?
It's holding.
There's some laundry on the field, and it's coming back. And this gentleman in front of us is not happy about it.
Not happy at all about the hold call there.
Oh, man. I hope you can hear it at home.
I thought we were making the game interesting.
I don't know if anybody can make the game as interesting as you and I do.
Yeah. I thought we were doing a pretty good job there.
3rd and 23. Ball spotted on the 37. Well outside of Nick Bandy's field goal range.
I think you just try to get in field goal range here.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe set up a screen.
Again, if Zionsville doesn't seem
no
too
Samson James this whole drive, Sam.
Yeah. I think you just roll with the hot hand sometimes in football.
Don't tell me it's a false start. Well, that'll make it a little more interesting.
A theme we've talked about this year, this Avon offense shooting itself in the foot at times.
Oh, yeah. Costly penalties
at
bad times.
To 3rd and 28.
Last week they had a situation where they had just given up a touchdown, just had a big defensive stop, maybe an interception, and the very first play they ran a gadget play and fumbled the ball and gave possession back.
You know what? We had a similar situation happen with Fishers last year on a reverse.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I remember in that game they were trying to burn the clock down in the 4th quarter. Here's Hessen looking to pass. He's throwing it deep, throwing it up, looking for Reynolds. Has a man.
I believe it was picked.
Somebody caught it. Yeah, it was picked. 18. Aiden Crane, and he's a freshman also. Yes. And I tell you, I watched Aiden Crane play last year at the 8th grade level, and that young man can go up and get the football.
That's what I just saw there. Yeah, for sure. That was a impressive play from a freshman.
Yeah.
Again, 7th grade I played, I think Zionsville Middle School had an absolute man-child that just destroyed our team single-handedly almost. So
this year.
I don't know what they're putting in the water for some of these kids at Zionsville, but they seem to be representing themselves well with especially these freshmen that we keep talking about.
Well, and that goes from a touchdown and a 7-point Avon lead to interception in the end zone. And really, I mean, you're getting a touchback. It's probably what you were going to get anyways. So Hessen probably told to throw the ball up and give your receiver a chance to go get it. Here's a blitz from Avon. Quick pass up the middle, found Fawcett. And Wagner, is that Wagner still? Yeah, it's still Zach Wagner. Something. His last name's Wagner, I know that. Josh Wagner.
Yeah, the quarterback is is definitely slinging the ball and keeping the tempo up here.
Yeah, Bumgarner out at running back, Price in at running back.
Double stack. Yeah, double stack formation here. Going to give the Avon some trouble here.
Surely they're going to hand the ball to Price sometime soon, and no, they're going to throw a quick little hitch route on the near side. They find a man and throw it to him.
With that double stack, if you're going to execute it, it has to be great passes to the stack receiver.
Now I'm going to say Dom Vecchiarella. Is that? Am I right there? What do you think?
Yeah, that's close enough. Yes.
Yeah, Vecchiarella.
He's Italian, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll say it is.
Vecchiarella.
Yeah. Sure they'll be happy.
Yeah, 3-by-1, 3 receivers top of the formation. Vecchiarella all by himself at the bottom. Price to the left side of Wagner in the backfield. Snap goes to Wagner, looking, throwing it on the hitch on the fade route.
They're looking to attack Sarge. They're leaving Sarge all alone in a 3-by-1 look.
I believe away from the play, I believe Nathaniel James just picked up an unfortunate penalty. It may be offsetting. It may be on 69 and Nathaniel James. Dead ball. Personal foul on Avon. And that's going to be the only one called. Yeah, it's going to be on Nathaniel James. He got into it with number 69, Noah Richardson. And number 77, Cam McDaniel. Excuse me.
James, Nathaniel's a very passionate young man. And sometimes you just got to... they don't catch the first man. Sometimes you got to know they're going to catch the second man. So
really tough out there, Sam, and I'm sure you can vouch for this as well as anybody to turn the other cheek.
Well, just don't be the second guy, I guess.
Right. Here's a handoff to Price. He goes up the middle, hit hard by Brevin Good.
Yeah. Nice tough tackle there by Brevin Good.
Price, a guy you got to wrap up. He's very strong.
Again, another impressed with the way that freshman's running the football too. With the speed they kind of surround him, that Zionsville offense is, should do some damage in 5A.
Well, in 5A number 11, Zionsville. Here's the snap. Fake the handoff this time to Price. Now they'll throw it out to him on the right side. He gets around. He's got some room around the edge, and he just takes off right there.
Nice speed there. Was able to get around the linebackers and pick up the first down.
Well, and that's surely the exact play that was set up right there too. That play action fake and then getting it right to him on the right side.
Yeah, with that he's kind of leaking out sometimes. Almost they're showing him the ball and then letting him leak out. Bunch formation wide to the bottom side of the screen here.
Fake the handoff, looking over top, throwing the hole again. Great defense again, but a wonderful catch by Jordan Hull. And he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Talk about a turn of events, Sam.
Yeah.
The Orioles on one side of the field had the ball in the end zone for a touchdown. A holding call brings it back. Next play is a false start followed by an interception, and then a methodical drive by the Eagles to come down and score with minute 55 to play.
With this Zionsville offense, which, they're throwing – it's when you're manned up on the outside and you don't have any help ever over the top, it puts you a little bit vulnerable sometimes. Because it's an offensive game, the world we live in, and with a quarterback throwing it like that and back shouldering it where he can adjust, and sometimes even if you're in good position like JP was there, he was able to still make the catch. It doesn't.
Kick is blocked. That's a big block there for the Orioles.
Yeah,
a chance to swing that momentum back in their own direction.
Hey, they need something to get the momentum going and get this offense motivated or something. They're missing their stride. They're missing the flow that you need to have as an offense.
You're absolutely right, Sam. Got an extra long halftime tonight. I believe it's going to 20 minutes. I believe so. We will take our time at halftime. We'll get a little break and
get some food, man.
Yeah, get some food, get some air.
Yeah, it's a little stuffy in there.
Yeah, it's a little bit muggy.
I thought it was gonna be nice because it's gonna be raining. I was gonna be all happy because I'm not getting rained on. But no.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're both sitting here hoping, hey, let's get a thunderstorm going on.
No thunderstorms.
Okay, yeah, there's just a torrential downpour.
Torrential downpour, yes. I don't know if
nice little 6-7 final score.
After the Brownsburg game, I don't know if I want any sort of downpour or water.
Good point. Here comes the kicker in. They put a boot into this one. Puts a high, long boot
wow.
into it. It's going to go back into the end zone for another touchback. The Orioles will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line with 1:55 to play.
I can't remember the last time I saw the Avon band at a football thing. Rarely do we get the chance to see our awesome band, but
senior night, so that's part of the reasoning behind an elongated halftime.
Yeah.
We will recognize each and every senior in the band.
It's nice to see them.
There's probably about 1,000. When you got a program as successful as Avon's band has been,
most successful
the
here at
enrollment
Avon
in the band, the more successful football team, the more kids come out for tryouts. Here's a quick snap and pass.
Ironically, Zionsville taking their time getting to the field there and getting set up a little bit late. Avon with the Zionsville back to the 3D lineman look with the 5 linebackers. Right now they're more of a 3-4 look with 2 safeties over the top almost with less than 2 minutes left here.
Yeah, I think you're right, Sam. And here's Hessen dropping back, looking, throwing over top, has Peterson intercepted.
Yeah,
intercepted. That's the 3rd interception of the first half.
Yeah, great coverage by Zionsville, and I'm not sure if Hessen's just not reading the coverage, but it looked like he was just sitting underneath that the whole time and with safety help over the top. If you miss on your fastball or miss on that touch, that's kind of what you have happen right there. He underthrows him a little bit, and it goes right to him.
Well, Sam, as we mentioned, Zionsville with a phenomenal kicker that has a huge leg on him, so you got to be careful of giving them the ball in this kind of field position.
I think if you go into halftime, if you're Zionsville with a lead here, you got to be pretty happy as a team.
Oh, yeah. Especially coming off of a week where you give up 70 points to Brownsburg in the first half.
Absolutely.
Avon, who has tended to have a more prolific offense. Here's a handoff to Bumgarner. He's tackled right across the line of scrimmage. That 39.
Yeah. I think you called it. I think they're going to get into field goal range here. Slight northerly wind I'm seeing.
Avon did defer to the second half, so they will get the ball coming out.
I think you just worry about that flow we talked about, just finding that rhythm, that touch. Steven had a great little kind of jolt for that offense.
Wagner throws the out route to his tight end, completed near the sideline, and
it's like a giant human being there. 85.
Joel DeCourcy on the completion. Yeah, they're. It's weird because what they should have is different from what they do have. So we got a whole bunch of second jersey numbers to go. So yeah,
I guess that's a good problem to have. You got a bunch of people.
Well, Zionsville won their first sectional championship, and I don't know how long last year.
Yeah,
and it was a big surprise beating a team like New Pal. So here they come again. Here's Wagner dropping back to pass. Goods giving rush. He's giving chase, and he's just gonna have to throw the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, I think Zionsville gets a great being in the HTC. It really prepares them for sectional and playoff play. Like no matter who they're playing, I think it gets them ready.
So this time it's going to be a try from 50, Sam, from the same hash mark as it was last time.
Like we said before, if he doesn't miss this at all, with that leg power he has, I think it should ease right through here.
Very little wind, so that won't be a factor. Snap back, hold down, kick is up. It's long enough, and it's good.
Plenty of room, yeah. That probably had another about 5 to 8, 10 yards on it.
Well, if you're Avon, though, you got a minute and 1 second. You got 3 timeouts. You got a strong-armed quarterback. However, you've thrown 3 interceptions in the first half, Sam. Where
what
do
do great
you go
shooters
here?
Keep doing?
Pardon?
What do great shooters keep doing? Keep shooting.
Yeah, exactly. Shooter.
You got a minute
left.
left.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Hey, I think as talented as this Zionsville or this Avon team is, I think you got to keep throwing the ball. A lot of drops, a lot of things you can't necessarily control, but I think you just got to keep chugging away and work yourself out of that rut you're kind of in to get yourself going.
Absolutely.
And it could be a big play. I mean, one big play, it changes the rest of the momentum. So, and obviously, the changes that are made in half.
Well, I see Cameron Moulton down here on the sideline, but I can't tell if he's got his helmet in his hand at all.
Well, I think
he's working his leg out to kind of loosen it up. It looks like.
I think if you're,
but I haven't seen Samson James in a while.
Yes, so we'll.
That's a concern.
Well, and it's hard to tell what kind of Sampson got banged up a little bit in that Ben Davis game, whether that's something that's lingering or not. It's hard to tell.
But here's another touchback going to come, as that one's going to be kicked into the night once again.
Kicked into the night.
And, yeah, that'll give the Orioles first down. And speak of the Devils, Samson James hustling onto the field this time.
There we go.
Getting ready to go on this drive. They got Hessen coming in, giving the signals. Orioles will come out with a 2-by-1 set with Farrell in the backfield as a H-back. James to the left side of Hessen. And he'll hand it off to James up the middle. James breaks a tackle, gets across down near the 25.
Maybe they're just going into halftime.
Yeah, I think Avon's content. It's going to half with a close game. Hand the ball to Samson James a couple times, see if he can make something happen.
Down 7-16, you only have so many possessions now.
Yeah,
and you gotta.
I'm telling you, Sam, with the way the offense has kind of, I don't want to say stagnated, but kind of sputtered over the last couple weeks. You really want to see the Orioles getting.
You look for anything that gives you a spark, really, offensively.
Well, they're just a couple plays away from having a 40-point half too. Oh, that's coming back.
Yep.
Yep. It's going to be a hold.
Yeah.
And that won't be the last play of the half, but I have a feeling the next one will be. See maybe a hook and ladder or something coming?
I think they're content to go to half at this point.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a Henry Hessen kneel down.
I mean, there's rhythms just missed. Hey,
Junior's back in the box.
Hey, Brennan, you want to say anything on air? Nothing inappropriate.
Yeah, you can't say anything you wouldn't say in front of your mother.
Say hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
Brennan.
All right, buddy. You having fun this year in football?
Yeah.
All right, that's all you get, bud. See you later.
Short-lived fame. Everybody gets their 15 seconds. Right?
I was just worried about what he might say, so I had to. I didn't want to get.
That's that. Right, he is your son.
I didn't want to get that train rolling because.
Well, and as the PA man has just announced, Zionsville will leave the field leaders 16-7 at the end of the first half. A good first half from quarterback Jack Wagner, something Wagner. What's his Josh or Joe or Josh? Josh Wagner, and also Jordan Hull coming up with a couple of big catches, leading the way for Zionsville in that first half.
Absolutely.
We'll get back here in a few minutes. We'll talk to Zionsville baseball coach Ryan Price here in a few minutes and give you a couple of highlights from the first half. Marcus Fredwell and Sam Penrod back with you here in a moment on AudioSportsOnline.com. Back here on audiosportsonline.com, Marcus Fredwell with you here, getting ready to bring in Ryan Price here in just a few moments. But first, we're going to hear a word from a few of our sponsors. State Bank of Liston, serving you across Hendricks and Boone counties. Count on us for your mortgage loan, home equity, and banking needs. Mention this ad and get a free gift when Avon wins on Friday nights. Visit us at statebankofliston.com to see our bank dog Charlie welcome you. McNamara Florist has been Indy's hometown florist since 1954, providing home, business, hospital, and funeral home deliveries of outstanding fresh arrangements and plants through the greater Indianapolis area, including Avon. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcasts. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone number is 317-243-2372, and they're open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. Avon High School has a rich history and wrestling tradition. Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a big part of that. They offer training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at redcobrawrestlingacademy.com. And as I mentioned, the rich history and rich tradition of Avon varsity football, we're going to turn gears a little bit and talk a little bit about the rich history and the rich tradition of Avon's band as well. They're getting after it right now with a little bit of jazz music, laying down on the 50. They're getting after it, but they always do a great job. Nationally known, perennial powerhouse in the IHSAA, or in the Indiana High School Band, the ISMA, if you will. So definitely want to give a shout out to them while they're performing here at halftime on senior night, and their final performance of the season at halftime as well. Move gears just a little bit more here. Go from Avon football to Avon band. Now we're going to touch base on Zionsville baseball. We've got with us in the booth the new Zionsville varsity assistant coach is Ryan Price, brother of running back Colin Price, who's had a solid first half. Had a really good game last week at Zionsville. So, Ryan, give us a little bit about what you have seen from Zionsville this year as a program kind of growing from week to week.
Yeah, man. Freddie, great being here tonight. This band is ridiculous. These props are unbelievable, the amount of money they have on this. But, you know, Zionsville football this year has been – we've looked really good at times, and we've looked really bad at times. You know, we've been banged up on the defensive side. We've had some young guys step up, like our safety and Colin here the last couple of games, which has been great. And our offense is very talented. But, you know, at the end of the day, you can't score, you know, 4 to give up 71 points and expect to win a game like we did last week against Brownsburg. But, you know, definitely pleased. I think we're going to be good next year. We got some kids coming back. You know, we're going to lose some key contributors. But overall, you know, they've competed. Our defense has been banged up, but, you know, we fought. So definitely good seeing that. Well,
and Ryan, anytime you give up 10 touchdowns in 2 weeks, you're going to be a little bit concerned about the defense. But after giving up 70 points last week to a Brownsburg team who's, I mean, almost not necessarily one-dimensional offense, but a limited offense, and then you come against a team like Avon who's got so many different offensive weapons, to be able to hold them to 7 points in the first half, 1 week after giving up 8 touchdowns in the first half, is got to be a minor victory, at least so far, for the Eagles.
Oh, it's huge, man. It's shocking, man, that they can really build off this confidence going to half. You know, I'm surprised that we've been able to handle Sampson the way we have. You know, he might be banged up a little bit. I don't know, but we're really getting some penetration on the offensive line. It's setting up some picks. We're making him run around a little bit. The quarterback, I forget his name, but he's made some good throws tonight as well. But shocked, to be honest with you. I think we're playing with a little chip on our shoulder. We got beat up pretty bad last week, so I think we came out fired up today.
Oh, absolutely. And you mentioned it, play with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. I have no doubt that that's definitely the case for the Eagles this week. Change gears again, move from football to baseball. This could be your first year with the with the Zionsville varsity coaching staff. You played, you're a 4-year starter at Zionsville when you were in high school, like 450,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Back before dinosaurs existed. But tell us just tell us your thoughts of being able to not only have played there, but now get the chance to coach there.
Oh, man, just brings back a lot of great memories. It was a great 4 years. We had a couple really good teams. But, who doesn't, I coached with the Indiana Bulls and, coaching the last couple of years. It's a great place to be back. Who doesn't want to go coach at their alma mater when they're getting back into coaching?
Especially with a guy like Jared Moore.
Who, I got the honor to play for, and I've known Jared for a long time, and he knows a hell of a lot about baseball. So just to learn from him, keep teaching these kids, and I'm looking forward to the season for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure,
but what are you expecting? I mean, Zionsville and the state tournament, perennially sectional champions, or at least sectional finalists.
Yeah.
A state finalist a few years ago, lost a heartbreaker to Roncalli in 10 innings. What are you expecting out of this Zionsville squad this year?
You know what? I think there's more uncertainty this year than years in the past. And, since I was back there in 09, 010, 08, 09, I guess. I don't forget what year I graduated high school.
It's a long time ago.
We've had great teams, and I think bottom line this year, there's going to be some uncertainty. I think you're going to see a few kids that haven't gotten much varsity time step up and make a difference. I think our pitching is going to be all right, but I think we're going to see a couple kids have a step up, some sophomores, maybe even a freshman or two.
Yeah, absolutely.
To make a difference and to contribute, right away. I think that's just that the type of year we're at, and I think we're going to hit the ball.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Line. You kind of like Zionsville football. You can score a lot of runs, but you can also give up a lot of runs.
Well, I think one thing you're going to see, and just from being around the Zionsville program and on the baseball side of things the last couple of years at the lower levels, at the 8th grade level, and things like that, seeing guys like Nate Dome and Jack Nelson, you got Colin Price, who is going to definitely be a factor. David Novak is another guy who's going to, he saw some varsity time last year. You and I had the pleasure of coaching David this summer. Unbelievable behind the plate, not to mention what he can do in the field and at the plate offensively.
Raw talent, definitely. Just see what he can do.
Nate Dome and Jack Nelson on the mound. You got a freshman, Drew Dixon, on the mound, David's stepbrother. They will, when they get a chance to, they will provide a tremendous battery because those two have been throwing bullpens to one another for the last however many years. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing how those two have a chance to kind of mingle on the mound next year. So definitely some good things to look forward to from that Zionsville team. On the Avon side of things, you got guys like Wallace Stovall and Henry Hessen, who are also two-sport athletes who will be providing a big kick in the pants, much-needed kick in the pants for the Orioles this year. Hessen, just a phenomenal infielder, pitcher, hitter. Wallace Stovall is going to probably hold down the outfield for him and do a good job of that as well. So definitely a lot of good things to look forward to. And, Ryan, I think you'll agree with me as much as anybody else would. Hoosier Crossroads is the best conference in the state for baseball, and it's not even close.
It's not even a question. It has been for a long time. Absolutely. You look at the type of kids, you look at the teams that we've had in the conference over the last 15 years or so.
The amount of Division
it's
I
impressive.
signees.
a lot of the D1 signees. You see some Major League guys, the Drew Storns of the world, the Lance Lenz of the world, the Tucker Barnharts, one of my buddies.
Did you know Tucker? Are you familiar with Tucker Barnhart?
Yeah, just a little bit. You knew when about 12, 13 years old this kid's going to make it. So
if I'm not mistaken, Tucker Barnhart used to protect you in the lineup.
Oh, straight balls, man. That's why I hit so well.
That's right.
Even when I can hit a fastball.
That's right.
To be honest.
So, Ryan, we're going to let you get back to watching your little bro play some football, but we want to thank you very much for taking your time out tonight to come across the field and join us for halftime. Give us a little insight on what you know about Zionsville, not only with the football, but also with the baseball side of things as well. We look forward to seeing you in the upcoming baseball season. I think it's going to be, as you said, a successful one for both the Orioles and the Eagles. I think that's going to be a fun matchup, as it always is, in that 3-game series. But, yeah, we just want to thank you for taking your time to come out and join us tonight. And we wish you guys the best of luck the rest of the season. And we wish you good luck not getting maimed on your way back across the field from these Avon
I appreciate
faithful.
that, man. It's kind of a tough crowd over here. It's kind of quiet, but I appreciate you having me. This is a blast, and look forward to coaching with you.
Absolutely.
This summer with the
we're gonna have a blast.
It's gonna be a lot
this
of
summer.
fun.
We're gonna have a lot of
For
fun
sure.
this summer. So, well, thanks, Ryan.
Hey, appreciate it.
All right, football fans, getting ready for the second half action. Sam Penrod, Marcus Fredwell with you here, audiosportsonline.com. Again, Marcus Fredwell alongside Sam Penrod. I'm going to push that down just a little bit, Sam. No, you didn't ruin it, but you didn't improve it either. So, Yeah, it's always a tricky thing. Oh, that's the problem, is I wasn't on the ledge. Now that I am. Oh, yeah, that band is very powerful. And we don't even really need to record this kickoff because it's going to be a touchback, unless the onside kicks it or something. But yeah, there's a touchback, so we'll put the camera at the 20-yard line, get you ready for second half action here. A tough first half for the Orioles offense. That's 4 straight quarters. The Orioles have scored a total of 7 points. That's their lowest 4-quarter total of the season, except for when they played Brownsburg. Yeah. Well, you're absolutely right. As they come out here with 2 receivers to the near side, Farrell is the tight end at the top of the screen. Handoff goes up the middle to Jarrett Stephen, who is, interestingly enough, starting the second half. That's kind of an insight to say that maybe Samson James is not at 100% right now. And, yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, Avon, Brownsburg, Ben Davis, and... No Ben Davis? No Ben Davis. No what? It's just Perry and South. Oh. Well, and if you know anything about high school sports in Indianapolis, you know that Avon Brownsburg is like one of the all-time best rivalries that we've ever had. And to have those 2 schools face off in a sectional again would just be pretty neat thing to see. So. Yeah, well, and whoever has to play Warren this year is going to get into a tough little tizzy there. So, are they still our regional? Is that, or is it semi-state? Here's Steven up the middle, right up the middle. No hesitation whatsoever by the young man on that one. Takes it hard up the middle for a first down. And for Avon faithful, that's a good thing to see because not only are you seeing it for the rest of this season, but Jarrett Stephen, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, he's a junior. So another year of this afterwards is going to be very beneficial. And here comes Henry Hessen taking the snap, hands it off to Stephen again. Takes it across the 45, now across the 50. He rolls over a man, and he's across the 50 for a first down. Tell you another playmaker the Orioles will have next year is a young man, and Sam, you probably know this name, by a young man by the name of Joe Hall. Yeah, that young man is one of the more talented receivers at the freshman level right now.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to see a lot of freshman games, obviously. I talked with Grant, and he tells me, great run here by Samson. 14-yard chunk right there.
That's the first time we've seen Samson in the second half, and he takes it forward for 14 yards right there.
Obviously they're doing a few things different in front, it seems. Zionsville, a lot of movement in front, so I don't know if that's hurting them or helping them with all the movement they're doing. But it looks like they're getting some people trapped there on the inside, and they're able to get vertical, and the linemen are getting to the second level right now.
I think one of the successes that's come with Zionsville's defense this week is the simplicity. They play gap football, gap assignment football, and here's the handoff to James. And I think what the Orioles have seen as they watch the first half is how disciplined the Eagles have been staying in their gaps and playing their gaps.
Yeah, I think if you're on here, you got to keep the tempo up.
Pardon? What just happened? What got down there?
Keep the gas on them. Get the signs for defense on their back foot. I think you keep the tempo up and keep rolling with what works.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You want to keep your foot on that gas pedal with Samson James behind Hessen. Here's another handoff up the middle. James gets across the 20, down to the 19. He's going to be taken down, but not until he's got enough for another Avon first down. So first down for the Orioles. JP coming out into the game is going to be Riley Browder going in. We've seen him run a lot of fade routes when he's come in at the top and the bottom of formations. Yes, yeah, 2x, a weird, different kind of stack. Ty Sparrow in the far side slot with Browder up at the top. Handoff goes up the middle to James once again. And really the Orioles are just spreading out that Zionsville D. And they're going to say, if you're just going to keep giving us the ball up the middle, we're going to take Steven and James up the middle. Oh, no, and Sampson is looks like he's under the weather some way. Jalen Love, the other junior running back, will run onto the field, and Samson James is just going to hit it. Unfortunately, that's Samson James down on the field, and I think it was more of – I don't think he's as hurt as he looked like he was. I think they were just putting him down to kind of say stop the clock and give us a chance to – maybe some cramping, maybe some shin splints, or is this what's been festering since Ben Davis? Well, we will try to take the focus away from that just for a second. Give you a quick message. Remind you once again, the State Bank of Liston serving you across Hendricks and Boone counties. Count on them for your mortgage, loan, home equity, and banking needs. Mention this ad and get a free gift when Avon wins on Friday nights. Visit them at statebankofliston.com to see the bank dog Charlie, who welcomes you each week. So James is going to walk off underneath his own power. And Sam, with Noblesville as the opponent next week, I don't know about you, but I'd like to see James sit out next week. Just take a break. Yeah. Well, yeah, and if you don't play Brownsburg in the week 1 of sectional, you sit him out in the first round of sectional, too. Well, you got Jarrett Stephen. Yeah, Southport's no joke. Southport can play. And Jarrett Stephen has shown, I mean, he just puts that pad level down. Jalen Love, yeah, who started the season as Samson James' backup. Yeah. Yeah. Morrell top of the screen, Stovall in the slot at the top. All by himself at the bottom is Peterson. Handoff goes up the middle to Steven. Across the 5, now down near the 2. He's near the goal line. He's going to be stopped shy. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Ball will be spotted right at the 2-yard line, Sam. 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter. I mean, it's Sam. I think as much as you've got Jarrett Stephen with the hot hand here, I think you just keep feeding him, and you can keep Sampson on the sideline as long as you have to. Here's Stephen again into the end zone for a touchdown. Well, it's nothing against Sampson. It's nothing against the coaches.
I think if you've watched Avon football long enough, you know what Samson James can do.
Yeah, when he's at 100%.
You're not surprised at all, right? I think you already got Cameron Moulton on the sideline.
Yep, he's wearing sweatpants. I mean, you already got senior defensive end Trey Howe, who is he out for the season? I mean, he's on crutches. I mean, there are some pieces that you're missing. Samson James is as good of a cheerleader as anybody. Blake Fisher went down in the first half, so. Oh, yeah. That's why they only let me play long snapper, because I wasn't very tough. You're not allowed to hit the long snapper. I tried to block ankles and knees, and I was 250. Oh, yeah. Back deep to return the kick for Zionsville is I think that's Tommy Fawcett along with number 43, Garrett Williamson. And it looks like, did the ball fall? Yeah, the first gust of the day. And that for the first time all day that we've seen, really, the flags on the opposite side, on the opposite side stands are moving a little bit. You think so? That would be the first time we've really seen it in a non-needed situation this year. Bandy will put a boot into it, and they will. That's going to be kind of a pooch. They're right to the sideline. And excellent field position for Zionsville.
The 42-yard line.
So most of the people didn't hear anything you just said because I think your mic was off.
Oh, what happened there?
So it's back on now, but I think we're good. And here's the first down pass. It's an RPO, pass up the middle to 85.
I did get a text from Bias there. Thanks, man. I'm always a little bit late.
That's all right. Hey, we all make mistakes, especially when you've got somebody that has a picture of a perfectionist Sam is. Come on. Every once in a while, you got to make a mistake.
We shouldn't ask people for our ratings on the camera. Double stack here from the Zionsville Eagles.
There it is. Price in the backfield. Handoff goes up the middle to Price.
Yes.
Spins through a tackle.
With that double stack, sometimes you have to kind of declare what you're going to do in the secondary. Avon with a two-safety high look, and Zionsville going with the inside zone there and getting a nice 5 and 6 yards. And if you're Zionsville, that's a win play for you getting second manageable.
When you got that double stack look, it sets up all kinds of options for you, Sam.
Yeah.
So here comes Wagner again calling the signals. He will drop back, looking far side, finds his tight end to Kersey again. It's complete for a short gain.
Yeah, not a big gain there, but I think Zionsville knows they have that hitch, 3 to 4 yard hitch route in the Avon defense
that big-legged
available.
Kicker as well.
Yes,
it'll make it a 5-point game if they are unable to pick up
that block extra point might come into play here.
It very well may. And a long look to the sideline this time. In the slot are Tommy Fawcett and Camden Cooper on the near side. And all the way at the bottom is Dom Varichiella. And handoff goes up the middle to Price this time. I think he's going to be just shy.
Nice, tough run there from that freshman.
4th down in the yard. We've seen him go for it once on 4th down already tonight.
I think if you're Zionsville, you have to go for here because the momentum is shifting here quickly into Avon's favor.
Well, 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and you can't expect Avon to not score another touchdown. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to go for it. I think you're going to see Colin Price see what the freshman can do on 4th and 1.
Do they go double count here again on second go? Looks like Avon might be blitzing.
Hard count. Somebody did something. False start. False start. That's going to benefit the Orioles. Are they going to bring the field goal unit on, though? I think it's going to be the field goal. Yeah, the field goal unit's going to come back onto the field. And it's going to be the second time tonight, third time tonight he's going to try one from 50-plus.
54.
The first one was a miss from 53, and it was wide. The second one was a banger from 50. This one's 54. All of them the same hash. Chris Freeman, bad snap. Freeman's got it. He calls fire. He's looking down the field. Intercepted by Sargent. And he will go out of bounds. So, yeah, Sam, you saw the fire get called there.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you don't have the benefit of the replay review, an official will ignore the fact that there are men not supposed to be down the field on that. But luckily for the Orioles, Joseph Sargent came in there and grabbed the pick.
Heady play there by the Avon defense.
To not just give up and go chase the
ball. It was a bad snap. You got to make sure, and the kicker for Zionsville did a great job of avoiding and then tossing it up late. So Avon going to the stack here. Look. Tied into the left. Steven with the ball. Yeah, look for this this Avon team to really start to just build off of where they left the laugh drive. Just running it up the middle, inside zone with a little bit of pulling here and there and traps.
And Sam, with 4:15 to play in the third quarter, the Orioles, if they can move the ball, they'll be happy. It's something they haven't done a lot in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, Zionsville's starting to move more people into the box, so look for something to come their way here shortly.
Handoff goes up the middle to Steven. Hit once, gets away from a tackle. Hit
now
again.
The jet there would have been wide open,
yeah.
But they're really looking to stack this box right now against the Avon offense.
Well, and I think what you do, Eric Moore, what you're doing there is just trying to see what you got.
Yeah,
I think he has seen it. And now they're going to have a third down and about 4. We'll see what they decide to go with here. And for the first time all night, I've discovered we've got 2 deep depth charts for both teams, and there's 3.5 to play in the third quarter.
I think we were doing pretty well so far. It's a lot of the same people here.
Here's Hessen looking. He's got Tice Farrell.
Just a bit short.
Be shy of a first, though. Right at the sticks, but I think he's just short.
Yeah, I think I don't know if the route got changed from the outside backer there to receiver to the far side, and they definitely look to be just a bit short there. You always want to make sure those routes get to the sticks, but when you get bumped and moved sometimes, your feel and your just general area of where you are sometimes can change.
Sam, something we haven't seen all year is Avon fake a punt. But they've got the guy that can do it with Mason Miller, who ran the
and you have the backup
the
running back in there, which is also important.
Yeah. Snap goes to Miller. He is going to punt it. It's going to be another
nice
high
kick.
Spiral. It's a really good kick this time. Hits at the 22, takes an Avon bounce and roll all the way down to the 15. And another great punt by Mason Miller, who has come in, I believe, after week 1, Stimler was injured.
Yeah.
And Mason Miller took over, and he has just done a phenomenal job ever since.
He has, and it's always nice to have a quarterback back there too. So they're
if you get a bad snap,
yeah,
you got somebody that can go take it, do something with it. And Mason Miller wasn't a pocket passer for that freshman and JV squad.
Yeah,
he was an option quarterback. He was a read guy. So
yeah.
Definitely an athlete back there.
I thought he did well throwing the ball this summer. You can see the improvements that he made, before losing that job.
Almost a double stack here.
Yes, kind of.
Looking for the wheel. No, he's going to look for the slop route. That's that slant stop right there.
Yeah, Zionsville had what they wanted. They knew they were going to get some space once that stack receiver got vertical. But, hats
they
off.
Love running that. I tell you, we ran that in the 7th grade last year several times, and every single time we ran it seemed – the wheel route was open.
Yeah, especially
in that. It was just a matter if we could block it.
Yeah, that stack, whether the DB's discipline and makes his correct reads is what you.
Same formation this time. Looks like Bumgarner in there at tailback this time. Here's a pass, straight.
Again, the game what we're talking about, playing this stack game. Zionsville's playing it with Avon, and Avon's not making the adjustments to stack up against the stack. No.
Well, that seam route's a tough one to get. When you're not.
Well, if you're a corner, you have to, and it looks like they have a too high safety look with their corners being hard. You have to honor that.
Bunch to the right. They'll roll the pocket that way. Interception! It's Tyler Anderson. No, it's Jalen Peterson. And he could take this one all the way if he gets a couple blocks. He doesn't get the blocks, but a big interception from Jalen Peterson. Oh, what a play by the senior on senior night. And Sam, talk about what he just did. Great job on defensive play.
I'm not sure what the reads were. It looked like he was sitting to the far side of the trip side there, so a little bit of a different look to where JP was sitting. Again, this was similar formation to what the quarterback for Zionsville threw a pick the first time. I'm not sure what his read was. He definitely that guy was covered by 2 people almost. So
it looked like he was looking for the dig there maybe.
Yeah,
and just couldn't quite get it to. It might have been on the tight end. They were in that trips bunch formation rolled the pocket out to the right, and as that dig came back across the field, I think Peterson was just locked in on Wagner's eyes.
He was reading the QB's eyes the whole time. He was almost just baiting him into throwing that, kind of playing the flat and then jumping deep there. Look for a big play here from Avon. Play action.
And Hessen flushed from the pocket. He's across the 30, down to the 35 where he's knocked out of bounds. Now, the Avon fans want a late hit there, but, Sam, as much as I hate to say it, that looked pretty clean to me.
It's hard to tell from up here. That's a far sideline.
It was close. It was really close.
But I think in this day and age, you have to be smart defensively.
Oh, absolutely.
When you see somebody, when you see somebody giving themselves up and they're clearly going to the out of bounds, you still get in pursuit. And if they're close, you got to give it up. Unless if it's a first down, I can see diving for it. But you really have to be smart there because Zionsville was awfully close, and you just want to be smart on that point.
Ball spotted 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Orioles. Henry Hessen with Samson James to his right. Rolling right, passing back on the tight end screen. He's got Farrell. Farrell's got blockers. He's across. Oh, and a flag's going to fly. It's coming back. A great play set up by the Orioles offense.
Not sure what happened.
Tremendous play call there by the Moore brothers.
Not sure what the call here was there on that one.
You know what I didn't realize until last week, Sam, is that not only does Avon have an Eric Moore, but Center Grove's head coach's name is Eric Moore. Spelled differently.
Well, we played them in state in 2000.
Yeah.
And it was an Eric Moore show. Yeah. A lot of Eric Moores.
So you played high school football with this Eric Moore, the one that's on the field.
Yeah, well, Coley's on the field. He's younger.
Coley
Eric
calls the plays on the field.
Yes.
Eric calls them from the press box.
Yes.
Okay, so they talk to each other.
Yes. Oh man. Yes, maybe clear
so
that.
An interesting placement. Ball's going to be spotted at the 35 now.
Maybe it's not a spot foul in high school. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Well, the handoff goes to James up the middle. They stack the box. James breaks a couple tackles, though. Gets forward for about 5 on the play. I think they called holding. Is that what they called?
Yeah, they gave a holding call, and where the flag was, it was at the 19, 20-yard line. So I believe it. Last I checked, it was a spot foul. I don't know if my IHSA rules or knowledge is up to date.
Well, I know I've heard from several sources that the football exam is the hardest one for officials.
I would not doubt it.
Hessen throws over the middle. He got Stovall. Another flag flies. It's either going to be a defensive passing penalty or it's going to be an illegal procedure.
I do know the holdings in the high school are automatic first downs, so I do know that.
They are, yes.
They are not.
They are not. Yeah, there are only 3 automatic first downs in high school football. Roughing the kicker is one. Roughing the passer is another. And I can't think of what the third one is because pass interference.
I think it's second
not.
and 10, I believe now.
Yeah, what do they call holding? Is that what they're called? Yeah. So, I mean, as
10.
opposed to what would have been 3rd and 7, I guess.
So I believe it's a 5-yard penalty from the spot. So that's how we got to the 2nd and 1.5. Inside zone to Samson James up the middle here.
He's got a first down, yeah. Just outside the 10-yard line, so it's not 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and 10 from about the 11. And they will have to snap the ball at least once more to end this third quarter,
You know, Samson James is back in the game, as you see here, with a trips for a tray formation by the Avon Orioles to the top side of the field.
Nice time for a counter with Farrell on the weak side tight end. Fake the handoff, throw to Farrell on the RPO, who was wide open and hit hard on the play.
Yeah.
By number 25 in that defensive secondary. That was Brock Torrance.
Yeah, those RPOs, you do have to make them pay, especially when they try to hit you up the middle for those. Great pass by Hessen, just dropped by Farrell. He's usually got pretty sure hands out there. 2nd and 10 from the 11-yard here with the Orioles driving. We got a.
Oh, here comes the play.
Samson missed the hole right there. Samson misses the cut off the tight end's butt there. If he jukes left there and gets vertical, he walks into that end zone. Looks like he pressed it a little bit wide there, which it's always easy to see the holes open from up top.
That'll end the third quarter with the score. Your Orioles 14, the Eagles of Zionsville 16. Back here in just a moment on audiosportsonline.com.
That breeze feels good, Marcus.
Yeah, I know. Finally makes sense to have long sleeves on.
Right back here we are, Marcus Fredwell, Sam Penrod with you here, audiosportsonline.com. We'll set the table for you. It's 14-16, the Orioles trail. The beginning of the fourth quarter right here. This will be the first snap. 3rd and 9, ball on the 10. Hessen dropping back, looking, has Stovall reaching for the end zone. Oh, he's going to be called down just shy, but hey, wow. Sam, that's a first down and 4 chances from the goal line.
Yeah.
So I think if you're Avon, you'll take it, not only because you're so close, and it's definitely a first down.
Yeah, and that was definitely a trip stack near look from Avon, and surprisingly, Zionsville was rather far off it. I thought they would have bunched it being this close to the goal line. But
Stovall was wide open.
Yes, so they, that stack bunch sometimes on a trip formation where you have it a little closer can create some problems there.
Heavy formation for Avon here. I think that Martindale that just came into the game. Yeah, Martindale, maybe. Somebody big came in, and is it Henry Hessen? Yeah, Henry Hessen took it up the middle, pushed from behind, and got it in there. His helmet got knocked off, but he didn't care. I think the Orioles are going to go for 2 now.
Looks like they're staying in their heavy formation here.
Yeah, you got to go for 2 because an extra point doesn't do you any good. That's the name of the formation?
Elephant.
Okay. I think I would have gone with Rhino, but same thing, yeah.
I guess maybe degrees of maybe the Rhino with one
they have
receiver.
To take Hessen out of the game, though, because his helmet popped off on the previous play.
Yeah, I think.
So do you take a timeout, Sam,
No.
or do you just kind of roll with it and give – I mean, you're going to give the ball to
Mason
Samson
Miller.
James anyways.
You put Mason Miller in there as a junior who's got experience.
He's an option
athletic kid.
Quarterback. Nobody's expecting him to get the ball.
QB power here. You can run a lot. Mason shouldn't. The team shouldn't miss a step with Mason in there.
I wish I just had like a telephone like they do on the sidelines in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I could just call up to Eric Moore and say, hey, what was that? What do you call it here? But nonetheless, here they come. The heavy formation. Zionsville will stack the box. The Orioles are probably going to look to get it to James. Peterson in motion. They will fake the handoff, looking in the corner. Trey Howe wide open. 2 points. Mason Miller. And the confidence level that you have in a young man like Miller to just go out there and in a big situation make a big play. Sam, why do they have so much confidence in him?
Well, the decision wasn't really made for the starter till almost up to the first game. I think it took that long, and he's done everything the coaches have asked him to. I don't think when I came to practice on Wednesday, you can see him working with the second user at one end, so he's still getting his reps. He's still making his reads. He's playing probably some scout team quarterback for the defense and giving them some great looks. so he can still get that competitive nature in. So I think you have to do that, especially with the QB. You can't just sit him over there and expect him to progress. They find ways to keep him busy and keep him, throwing the football around essentially.
Very well stated there. And we got some of the past Avon Orioles sitting down here on the sideline. I can't tell from here who all those guys are. Is one of those Fitzy?
No, I think Fitz is probably locked in, focused, eating that great food at
Do they play tomorrow?
Yeah, Ohio State at 4.
Oh, yeah.
He's in Columbus right now.
Ugh, yikes.
They're all in Columbus.
That's going to be dangerous.
I'm excited to watch the IU team, though.
Yeah.
I think when Rob was here, we talked a little bit about Coach Blue and him, going to IU.
A big step in the right direction.
I think IU's got an offer out to Nathaniel James. I know they recruited Sampson very heavily. So I think it's good to see that the IUs and Purdue's,
And it's too bad that Sampson, good for Sampson, he's going to Ohio State. But, man, an in-state school would love to have a guy like Sampson James, and it's too bad we don't get to watch more of him next year.
I think,
although they'll be on national TV every week.
I believe he's graduating in December, so I'm sure the Ohio State coaching staff will get him acclimated as quickly as possible.
Well, they have
here.
400,000 running backs that are really good in the history of that program. So
yes,
Eddie George comes to the top of my head.
Well, it's
Ezekiel Elliott, Maurice Claret.
You get an offer from Ohio State.
Yeah,
it puts a lot of expectations on you as well.
Well, you get a letter that says signed Urban Meyer, you're going to stop what you're doing and read that letter again. So
that's the school with the tradition that they've had recently, and being one of the few teams to compete with the SEC in the playoffs. It's hard to not say yes.
Here come the Eagles. 2 receivers top of the field, 1 at the bottom. Faking the handoff is Wagner, throwing up the middle. He's got his tight end wide open. That's Kersey.
It's like these offenses are copying each other. So RPO for the Zionsville team to their tight end, much like we saw at the other end with Tice Farrell when he dropped in the end zone. Very similar look there.
It's almost like they're playing against themselves.
A little bit.
They run similar defenses. They run similar offenses. A little bit different tempo, but
I definitely think that both teams would be able to scout well for each other for sure.
Here's the pass wide open on the far side.
Maybe that's why this is a more of a slugfest than we thought it would be,
Yeah. Vecchirella on the catch. Price stays in there at tailback, so they're really working the freshman in there as much as they can so far. Wagner to the line of scrimmage. Checks the protection. 2 receivers each side of the formation. Price in the backfield to his right. Wagner calls the signals. Snap, looking, has Price on the circle route over the middle. He's wide open. He's going to make some moves. He's going to break a tackle, and he's going all the way.
Conley there
makes a stop. Yeah, he makes a big stop there.
Zionsville catches Avon in a blitz. Good blitzes and leaves the middle wide open.
Nobody near Price on that one.
I didn't see a middle linebacker within several yards there. So looks like they caught him in a blitz. Nice call by Zionsville there. And a great, a few missed tackles. Yeah, a few missed tackles, and then Conley was able to get in spots to slow the young freshman down.
Yeah, thank goodness for Conley on that play, because if not for him, that's a touchdown.
Yep.
Pass into the end zone, looking. It's headed for Sargent's area.
I think if you're Avon, you got to give Sarge a little bit of help there.
Oh, yeah.
Both of those receivers are dynamic, or at least allow them to play a little outside shade here to prevent that fade that they've ran 3 or 4 times now.
Well, and I think Jalen Peterson is just going to shadow kind of cloud cover over Hull the rest of the game pretty much.
It looks like they're especially when Foss and him are on the same side in the stack look, which is what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, how do you defend that? You got 2 defensive backs. How do you defend that if you're
your corner? You got to have a corner strong and somebody, nice play. Out of the stack look, there's obviously a couple ways you can look at. You can get the too high safety look with the late safety help over the top to the corner, and where the corner can be very aggressive. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. If you have that initial corner there hard, it makes the read a little more difficult for the quarterback sometimes. But there's a lot of ways you can shake it, though.
Well, a big 3rd down here in a 6-point game with 10 minutes to play. Wagner looking, throwing the corner route to DeCourcy in the end zone. He's caught it. Oh, they called it a touchdown. Wow. Okay.
You know, good coverage there by the safety, but looks like Avon might have went man there and brought a little bit of pressure, leaving the safety, Tyler Anderson, who looks like this is his first game back since I know I saw him at the game on Wednesday we had here.
Well, DeCourcy's 6'5", 240. That's tough to defend.
You know, if you're that big and you throw that ball with that placement, you're a DB. He was in great position. It's just if you put the ball sometimes in that position when you're that big of a body, it's hard to get around them.
1 point tie ball game, looking to make it a 1 point game here.
What?
Snap, hold, kick is up. It looks good.
I thought the Vuvuzelos were dead.
I thought those were banned.
They
should have been.
They wake me up in my nightmares just hearing that sound. That World Cup was ruined by that. So much Marcus is coughing over here.
Yeah. I'm allergic to vuvuzelas.
Vuvuzelas are killing. Vuvuzelas.
Yeah.
Can somebody spell that on Twitter and send it to us?
Yeah.
Vuvuzelu. Oh, man.
At Sam Penrod, right?
At Penrod _Sam.
At Penrod _Sam.
I figured it out.
You can reach me at Real Donald Trump. Just send all my tweets to at Real Donald Trump.
Is this going to get kicked out of Brownsburg again, man, with
yes,
this stuff?
That's what I'm going for. Try to get banned for life, man. That's what I'm going for. If I can get banned from 3 IHSA athletic complexes.
What's the second?
I don't have a second yet.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what I can do.
Well, set your goals high.
Without doing anything illegal. So far, I haven't done anything illegal to get banned.
Yeah.
Just been kind of a less than stellar human.
Yeah.
So here comes another touchback. Big. No, he's going to onside kick it. Oh, no. Ball is loose. I think Zionsville's on top of it.
This might be Zionsville's get back. Our 7th grade team did this about 8 times in a row against them. So I think what we have here is a little 7th grade revenge from the Zionsville Middle School, who were passing it up to the varsity there. You know, Avon does not have a guy over the ball. You always wonder about that. The old school Ben Davis steamroll where they rolled everybody in there.
Yep, that's my favorite onside kick of all time.
You always have to protect and that Griffith didn't get to the ball till it was almost 12-yard line. I was surprised Zionsville took a little bit getting there. Now they got the ball back in their hands.
Yeah, exactly. They got the ball back, and if you're Zionsville, you've given your team, who has been moving the ball with relative ease on offense, you're giving your team the ball back with 9:52 to play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
and a 1 point lead.
I think. Yeah.
He threw it up. That's got to get picked.
He caught it.
Oh my gosh, he caught it.
So a dangerous pass there by Wagner to Fawcett there. I think if a few more Avon defenders see how that ball was lofted there, they might have been better getting the position.
Sam's going to take a quick break here, and he'll get back with us in a minute. But back out come, that's Bumgardner on the handoff. A big hit by Brevin Goot in the backfield and wraps him up, takes him down for a loss. So that'll bring up second about 12 now. Back out come the Eagles. Second down, 12 to go. Avon's in that 3-3-5 stack set defensively. Now they'll bring Howe up towards the line. Here's Wagner rolling out, giving chase are the Orioles, and a completion to hold, but a nice job by Nathan Conley to get up in there and make a stop. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. And listen to this, Avon faithful get rowdy. They are on their feet here at Andy Moore Athletic Complex. 3rd and 10, a big third down. 5 wide look here. Price is in the game on the near side in the slot. Here's the snap, pass, crossing patterns. Wagner throws underhand. He's got a man. It's Tommy Fawcett, and it's going to be an easy first down. And the coach is looking for a illegal forward pass there, but unfortunately, I think he was behind the line. So that'll give him a nice little, kind of a Brett Favre creationism right there. And now 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom of the field. Price in there at tailback with Wagner in the backfield. And here's the snap, and I think we're going to have a false start. Yeah, they will have a false start. Sam had to handle a little good housekeeping, but
yeah. Well, I saw that play running back up here as we get the trips bunch formation coming from Zionsville.
Yeah, I think they had a play called, and they're just going to run whatever play they had called. Nonetheless, first and 15.
They like something, you can tell.
Yeah, they want to move that clock down as low as they can here. Wagner takes a snap, hands it off to Price up the middle. Price breaks out of 1 tackle, but it gets wrapped up by Brevin Good. And that was 38 also in there defensively. Second down and 12. Price still in the backfield.
2-by-2 look here
Yep.
for Zionsville, and the same 2-high safety look.
DeCourcy's in the slot. They ran a corner last time he was placed in the slot like that.
They're trying to eye him up with Tyler Anderson right now.
Nope. Screen. Oh, it was tipped and almost intercepted. That was 39 on the deflection.
Yeah.
Who's 39, Sam? Clayton Peters. Clayton Peters on the deflection. Knocked the ball up in the air just outside of the reach of Conley or Anderson. I couldn't tell who it was diving for it. But nonetheless, Sam, a third down here for the Orioles.
I think if you're Zionsville, you want to be smart. You know you got 3 points most likely on the board, and your defense is doing pretty well.
Well, Wagner going to call the signals here with Price in the backfield. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Price picks up the blitz. Wagner steps up. He's going to break out of the pocket, but that's it.
Yeah, smart
and he's
play
going to
there.
get stopped short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and about 5. And there are 2 Avon Orioles down. One of them is Nathaniel James, and the other one
Griffith. Looked like they just ran into
Alex
each other.
Griffith. And if Sam, it looks like James is holding his wrist.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
And if he's not holding his wrist,
could be a shoulder or something.
Yeah. Or where the area he was holding his wrist, it could have been a midsection shot as well.
In football, you get hit a lot of different places.
Yeah. Yeah, you get next day. I used to notice after the day after a real hard practice or a tough game, the places you have bruises in are the weirdest spots. You get those from the practice jersey. You get those mesh bruises.
I think with I just remember just college, high school after having a long, tough game, just sitting there, just laying in bed sore.
Oh yeah,
and just figuring
Didn't
out
really
to
even feel like get up to go to the bathroom and
ice what hurts the most and move on from there, kind of.
Well, it's something, Sam. While we got a quick break here, unfortunately, it's Nathaniel James down on the field. But while we got a quick break, something that's become increasingly popular is an ice bath.
You know what? They've been pretty popular for some time now because I remember using them in college, which is 02 through 06 range.
Hey, explain to the listeners what we're talking about when we say ice bath.
So ice bath, tough practice. You want to kind of ice those muscles down to help them recover a little faster. You usually don't want to do it too close to game day. Some people do it the day before. I don't like doing it
on like a Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, more. If the game's Friday, I don't like to do anything closer past Wednesday. I think it just helps the body recover. You know, you wear and tear your body, and that cold kind of helps your muscles repair themselves, I guess. And
so it puts a stop to the swelling.
Yeah, honestly, you just kind of you start to like them, even though 50 or 55 degrees feels like,
right.
It's cutting through your skin.
Right.
You kind of get used to it.
Well, there's Nathaniel James walking off the field. A good sight to see him walking off the field
Yeah.
and not being carried, but it's a wrist. It was a arm injury or wrist injury, so we will see that. Hopefully we'll see the junior lineman back here shortly. But nonetheless, that's going to bring us up to a fourth down and 5, and Zionsville's going for it with a 2x2 set. And they're going to go for it. Here's Wagner dropping back, rolling out, has a man.
He got it.
It's caught, and I think he's got a first down.
39, Clayton Peters is who we were talking about earlier. Sophomore.
Yeah.
Coming in here.
A monster defensively, though.
Yeah, you see a change that, Avon's been running a lot of forward down lineman looks now. I wasn't at Westfield, so I don't see how it changed. But, back to the 3 lineman look, you think, the defense is trying to switch it up here a little bit.
Price is in the backfield. DeCourcy's in there at the H-back. Orioles looking to give a blitz. They will. They'll give a stunt blitz. Wagner stepping up, throwing, incomplete, out of bounds.
Yeah, good coverage by JP there.
And JP has been matched up with Hull since those first couple of big plays. And great play there by him.
Yeah, they're letting him look alone. You look for Zionsville to guess what go to go towards Sargent up top. Again, JP's your more grizzled vet here. Or to Tyler Anderson in the slot. He's playing about 7 yards off here, which could create a problem.
Wagner looking, throwing that corner to Tommy Fawcett,
if
wide
you're Avon,
open.
Trying to cover that dynamic receiver from 7 yards off was what I just talked about, created a problem.
Flag flies, and I think they're going to call it on the Avon sideline for unsportsmanlike, maybe a sideline violation.
Again, if you're Avon, you got to recognize when you have a weakness, when they have a talented receiver going against your safety in a man coverage. I mean, you knew that was coming. I mentioned it, and as a safety, someone who's just come back into the mix, with the Moulton injury, you kind of want to give them a little bit of help sometimes, and not a lot of teams like to play zones down near the goal line. So, Zionsville's getting exactly what they want. They're getting off coverage, man coverage when they're getting towards the goal line, and they're taking exactly what they want.
They're going to go for 2 here.
They're going for the 2
put the game away.
I like the call. It's
gutsy, man.
You put a 2-score game, or you keep it at a 7, comfortable 7 game.
Well, Avon, honestly, in the last few weeks has struggled a little bit kicking extra points and field goals.
And here we go again. The slot is going to be wide open. Zionsville's
5 yards off this time.
Zionsville's going to get an easy pass here.
Rolling, Wagner being chased, and he stopped short. Stopped short.
Nice pursuit there by Skinner with the motor, but again, you wonder if Avon's going to – I'm surprised Zionsville didn't attack that safety again with all that room to work with. I think if they wouldn't have sprinted out, they might have had something there.
A gutsy call there by Echeverria, but, nonetheless, it is what it is, and the Orioles are going to have to put the ball into the end zone and hit the extra point here. With a 5:56 to go, a 29-22 deficit.
I think it's pretty much 4-down territory for Avon here.
Absolutely.
Zionsville's been able to move the ball in the second half at will almost, especially throwing the football. They've been just taking everything they want.
So Avon going to sell out, and
I think if you're Avon here, there's a way to adjust this and not have necessarily 9 at the line of scrimmage, because you also leave yourself vulnerable to pooch kicks in the middle and obviously anything that goes deep with this kicker who's very talented.
Yeah, he's got a big leg on him, but you got to believe that he's got some finesse as well, because he's able to knock these balls in from 53 yards.
This is 7th grade revenge right here, I'm telling you. They're coming. This is their
revenge.
I
don't think they're going to onside kick again, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to drop one at the 10. Or a little low squibber. Going to be picked up by Reynolds. Please just fall on it. Oh, Peterson's going to take it now. He's going to roll
Problem
around.
there is when you put 9 up there, you have zero.
blocking.
Yes. And you also worry about when you have 9 people at the line of scrimmage, a rocket kick or anything with some strength on it.
Yeah, you're going to
have so many people, it's going to bounce right back to the other team. And Zionsville's doing everything they need to here to put themselves in good spots.
A very cerebral game by the Zionsville coaching staff.
Yeah, they've actually, in the HCC, they put up a bunch against Brownsburg, and they're showing up here.
Here comes the handoff, goes up the middle to Jarrett Stephen. Breaks out of a tackle. He's at the 35 to 40, around the 45 to across the 50. 45, hit out of bounds. And, they're going to give that one to him. That was a cheap shot right there. He was hit well out of bounds on the play.
I think if you're Avon, you got to keep riding with Jarrett here. You got to keep him going. You got to keep him
He's got a hot hand every time he touches the ball.
Yes. You gotta keep the tempo up. You gotta keep pounding here.
Yeah, late hit on that one will push the Orioles even closer to the end zone here with 5:44 to play, and that'll put the ball all the way down to the 25-yard line. Credit Jarrett Stephen on the play with 10, 20, 35 yards.
Yeah.
A nice little handoff right up the middle on a blitz, too.
Yeah, they got a three. We're hitting them up in the middle with the inside zone, whether they're trapping it or doing some sort of pull. It's available.
There you go. Hand it off to Steven again. Just keep handing him the ball. That young man is having a day.
Keep the tempo up. Keep pounding. It's working for you.
I know it's senior night and all, but goodness gravy, when you got a guy that's handling the ball like that, just keep giving it to him. And right there, Samson James comes into the game. Sam, and you see Steven coming off the field with a little bit of a limp again. So not only do you have your number one guy that's heading to Ohio State next year with a little bit of a issue with his leg.
Yeah, 2nd and 4 here again in those manageable downs. You definitely.
Handoff goes up the middle to James once again. He gets across the line of scrimmage. He's close to a first. And Sam, I think you may be thinking this as well, but that's a ball that you usually see Samson James bounce outside.
Bounce, just explode off his left foot and break that to the outside when that outside linebacker is sitting there and kind of half contain, half tackle.
There ain't an outside linebacker in the IHSAA that can run as fast as Samson James.
Not if he's healthy and he's on his A game,
right. Well, here they go with that pistol look again. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Tice Farrell in there at the tight end. Here's a handoff. Goes to James again. He lowers the shoulders.
Pick up the hard first down. Looks like they're going to keep those 2 rotating in here.
Yep, here comes Jarrett Stephen again. I'll tell you one thing that Samson James does as well, if not better than anybody.
Vertical.
He can run up and down field, and he lowers that pad level.
Yeah,
he can really lower that pad level.
When he was a sophomore, we worked on that, on getting that pad level lower, making you less of a target. And obviously his junior
and when
year,
you get to learn from a guy like Bryant Fitzgerald, come on.
Fitz ran with a different type of a running style. Obviously with his power, but he was so elusive and
very, very elusive.
And what the power he ran with, and just here we go, inside handoff. Jarrett up the middle, just short,
just shy. Another first down though
on the inch line. So, but back to Fitz ran with just a power to him and an effort and a motor that just wouldn't stop, and that's good to watch. It's you wouldn't think you'd have to teach that, but some kids they see that effort, and even sometimes you have to curtail that a little bit.
I think the first time I've seen it this season, I didn't know Avon had a girl on their team.
Oh, yes. She's a kicker. She actually is a sophomore this year.
Good for her. And Nick Bandy is where'd he go? 18. Nick Bandy is a sophomore as well, so there may be a nice little competition. But while we're talking about kickers, is that Sampson or Jarrett? Is it Jarrett Stephen?
Yeah, I think Hessen
Hessen,
that one.
quarterback.
I think you're right. That one in.
Well, as you can see, Avon going for 2 here.
That one.
I don't think Coach Bless is going to get that wonky. And here's the kick away. Bandy up and through.
I think if you trust in your defense, you kick the extra point. Again, I'm curious to see what the defense is going to do to change things up, to adjust to the Zionsville offense, who seems to have Avon's defensive number, especially throwing the football. What adjustments do you make? They're definitely trying to go after the safeties right now.
Well, yeah, you got to
Sargent.
give some over-the-top help to the slot defender.
So they're going after Sargent here, number 24.
We also seen him go after the safeties a couple times.
Yeah, so.
Well, Sam, what was a little bit of, I don't want to call it a snoozer, but a slow game early in the first half has really developed into quite the game in the second half.
I think we stumbled into a little bit. Both these teams run a lot of the similar stuff, so they're familiar with what each offense kind of does. Jet motions, 3x1s, 2x2 stacks, pistols. Sometimes Zionsville doesn't run as much deuce, but
Bandy with a low liner taking it to 5.
Definitely not what you want from the.
That was a well-thrown flag from the official. He got about 30 yards of it.
That wasn't impressive.
Speaking of,
he went to the middle of the field from the sideline on that one.
It was either Monday or Sunday Night Football a few weeks ago. Matt Patricia with his first career challenge flag threw the flag from the 30 all the way down to the goal line.
He did.
And it almost hit the official. Usually you'll see a coach just grab it out of his back pocket and toss it on the ground. Matt Patricia wound up and threw like he was Tom Brady trying to hit a 60-yard bomb.
Well, if you Orlando Brown somebody, then it's not as cool. So I think
yeah.
I think you have
Orlando
to be careful.
Brown. I can't remember the last time I heard that name.
Well, his son just entered the league, too.
Really?
Yeah, he was at the Combine, I believe, this year.
No, hopefully he keeps his hands to himself.
Well, if somebody threw one of those flags after what it did to his
eye,
I understand why he was so angry now. Late safety movement here, Tyler Anderson going towards big 85.
2x2. Wagner out of the pocket, looking, throwing, downfield, has a man, and he caught it. Wow, that ball's right to Fawcett on the near side.
This Avon defense is struggling to send pressure, and then when they send 4, the Zionsville offensive line is, they're losing contain, they're giving up the edge, and that's buying this Zionsville quarterback, Wagner, a ton of extra time.
Post corner right there. I'm not sure if it was a post corner or if it was a broken off slant or what it was.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I know they had a couple options open, and they're definitely getting time to run those double moves right now.
Bottom of the field is Hull all by himself. We've seen this go to a fade several times. But another pass to DeCourcy up the middle of the field. And I tell you, DeCourcy has several catches tonight on that very play for about 15 yards every time they run it.
Yeah, they're giving that read, that RPO look, flashing their hands to the running back, and that seam for the tight ends open every time. If you're the outside linebacker here for Avon, you got to get hands on 85 no matter what.
Yeah, it's time for a big stop here if you're Avon. There's that similar look here. He's looking deep. Nobody close. That's got to be grounding. That has to be intentional grounding. There's nobody anywhere near where that ball was thrown. They have to talk and throw the flag right now.
Yeah, there was nobody near.
You can't possibly call that not grounding. That has to be intentional grounding. There was nobody within 25 yards of that ball. That is a very, very poor.
Avon faithful not too happy here with the non-call.
Man, that is a very poor decision by both officials there. I don't know what they talked about in that conversation there. That was pathetic.
I'll be curious to hear that conversation as well.
I mean, that's just not even close.
Pressure coming from Avon here.
Hit, knocked away. That's got to hit the ground, yeah. And I'm getting the feeling that any close call has kind of leaned in the direction of the Eagles so far tonight.
Not something you really can control. And
right.
They don't really change too many calls, what I've seen in high school. So usually you try to figure out what the ref saw so you can see what the lack thereof a call or what the issue was.
Well, and you mentioned in high school, in college and in pros, that intentional grounding foul is reviewable.
Yes. Well, yeah, I would be.
Or at least certain aspects of it are.
Yeah, I don't know if a receiver running a wrong route factors in. 2-by-1 look here with the tight end to the twin side.
Here's Wagner, chased out of the pocket, throws complete, caught,
just a bit short,
but shy of the first down at the 30. They're going to have to play in a really good field goal kicker. But
that hitch route on the trip side has been opened all night for the Zionsville team. They're sending number 2 in the trip side vertical, and 1 is getting has 7-8 yards open all night. And ironically, the Wagner quarterback's thrown a couple picks on that when he's had that hitch open. So now they're definitely being patient and going back to it.
Hard count. Going to look to the sideline. I don't know if they're even going to snap it.
I think if you're
they're going to give you at least one more hard count.
I think if you're Zionsville, you get a first down here, you can ice this game and kick a field
win
goal.
It on a field goal. Yeah, they're going to hard count,
yeah.
and Etch is going to call a timeout as the play clock winds down. Sam, that no call on the intentional grounding is looming large right now because after that last play, Zionsville easily in field goal range.
I think right now you got a 47 or let's call it 43-yard field goal or so. For Zionsville, I think you kick the field goal.
I think so too. I mean,
it would be hard not to.
2:01 to play. I mean,
but if you're, I think if you're Zionsville and you're still aggressive, you can ice this game and then kick a field goal to win
if
it.
You pick up 1 yard, you're going to win it.
That's why they get paid the big bucks, man.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Coach Echeverria is not one to shy away from the big moment. Let's see where he goes with this one. Fourth down and a yard. Zionsville bringing their offense onto the field. And Sam, with 2 more timeouts, I'm not going to be surprised if Zionsville does the same thing again. Hard count, and then call another timeout.
They got this bunch formation down here with the big 6'5" tight end, and he can cause some damage.
Handoff up the middle to Bumgarner, and he's got a first down. No, I thought it was the ball for a second, but it actually
nice play by Tyler
helmet.
Anderson. Loses his helmet. Now he's got to go out, and that's actually your bigger problem because now you're running low at the secondary level. But also that.
But we're going to see a couple of handoffs here.
Yep, a couple of handoffs and.
But Avon, also has all 3 timeouts. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what happens here. As we wind down inside of 2 minutes to go, at a minute 45 in the fourth quarter. Tie ball game.
They're going for
Wagner
it.
Looking, dropping back, rolling out. He's going to step up in the pocket. He gives Chase. He fumbled.
They're calling him down.
They can't call him down from over there.
They're calling him down.
Oh, my goodness.
The far side's calling him down. Who's watching the clock here? Somebody's got to call a timeout here for Avon. The clock is ticking.
There, Coach Mark Bless steps over and calls
10 seconds you waste there. You got to call that quick. You waste 10 seconds on that. You got to see that they're calling it down there by the far side ref, and you got to call that timeout. That 10 seconds is going to come into play here. No challenges left, so we can't look at the no red flags.
Well, and as hairy as that play was, Sam, I'm not going to be surprised if the Eagles just hand it off 2 times in a row.
If I'm them, I'm handing off.
Yeah, there's no reason to do anything different.
I think they're having a lot of success with that inside zone because they have to pay so much respect to the outside, the big tight ends, and the athletic receivers they have at Fawcett and Hall there.
Well, 2x2 set.
They're the far side of the field. They're going to go for it here. Number 8, Fawcett's in a matched up one-on-one with the
handoff goes to Bumgarner outside. He's going to be taken down inbounds, shy of the first down marker.
Heads
Coach
up play by the running back.
Another timeout.
So smart play there by the running back going outside zone, goes towards the sideline, and is smart enough to stay in bounds on that. Especially at the high school level, you see that as it's a big problem knowing football IQ sometimes with these kids.
Absolutely. Well, and they could be fighting for the first down or whatever it may be. Avon's already blocked 1 kick tonight. There's been a bad snap as well, so that will be weighing on the minds of several different people.
Yes.
3rd down and about 3 with 1:07. If you're Zionsville, you've got 2 timeouts.
I also think if you're Zionsville here, you can't get off the gas at all. Having to score 7 versus.
Well, you haven't gotten in this position by being cautious.
Yeah, they're getting what they want to the short side of the field with the DBs. They're getting a safety matched up one-on-one against Fawcett every time, and that's what they scored on last time. That's what they scored on with the big tight end. It's open. They keep coming back to it. They keep seeing that it's open. Look for them to take advantage of that here, except for they're in a 3-by-1.
Here they come. Fawcett goes in motion. Wagner dropping back to pass, giving chase. Oriole defense, a big sack! A huge sack! And the Orioles are going to call timeout with 58 seconds left. What a huge play for the Orioles.
We just talked about it.
What a terrible decision by Zionsville.
We just talked about it. They stayed aggressive.
Inside of a 40-yard field goal, if you just hand the ball off up the middle, your worst-case scenario, you've got 4th down, and Avon's got to use their final timeout.
So
drop back to pass.
In Zionsville, we talked about it, about being aggressive, having that one-on-one matchup with the slot to the far side there. He was open, but the Avon brought pressure, and Zionsville couldn't pick it up. So luckily they're able to walk away with just 3rd and 18, 4th and 19 now without any turnovers. 58 seconds left on the board.
Absolutely. And one thing that it was very glaring on that play was that Colin Price, who's had a really nice game for the Eagles tonight, was on the sideline. And, I mean, he hasn't really had a carry tonight for less than 3 or 4 yards, and that was 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Bumgardner was in there, and that plays in the pass pro. Not seeing the film, you really can't tell, but.
So we'll set the table for you here. 58 seconds to go. 29-29, 4th and 19. Zionsville's kicker's already hit one from 50, this one from 51. Snap back, it's a good one this time. The hold is down, the kick is up. It's long enough, and it's through. Yeah, it's through easily. That young man's going to go play college football somewhere as a kicker because he can absolutely boot the ball.
Yeah, he made that one with some room to spare.
Situation. So 53 seconds to play now, 29-32.
I think if you're Avon here, you really don't panic, obviously. You got to make sure your team knows they get up to the line and spike it if they don't get a first down. You're out of timeouts.
Well, as much as you'd like to do it, you can't really do one of those, let's run and draw to Sampson or let's run and draw to Jarrett. Unless you're a second or third and 1.
I think, you have to be very careful about running the ball here. You got to
keep the ball. You got to keep completing passes for first downs and get out of bounds.
And I think if you complete it over the middle, you have to be able to spike it really quickly as well, too.
Absolutely. Well, and here's what's not going to happen. They're not going to onside kick it again. So you don't have to put,
say that.
You don't have to put 9. I mean, if they onside kick it here, that might be one of the worst decisions in football history.
Hey, well, I thought about they're getting some revenge here. I'm telling you, they're still not happy with that 7th grade Avon North team.
Well, let's just say if I was still handling the special teams over at Zionsville,
the middle is very wide open still. This is the mistake that Avon had when they lost the first onside that they did.
They're still with that 4-3-1-1-2-1 look. And he's going to probably boot it to the back of the end zone. He kicks it high, and it's going to be taken at about the 5 by Jalen Peterson. And he's got some room. Breaks a tackle down to the 23.
Not a lot of blocking there.
Yeah. Like you said, Sam, not a whole lot of blocking there.
Well, what's important is on those kicks, you have to catch the ball moving forward.
And
Last year, we were able to get Isaac to learn how to do that and get some momentum moving forward.
And
that's a 5-yard difference.
Yeah.
That's
especially if you're Isaac Garindo, it's a 10-yard difference.
Yeah, that's the whole being there and those holes close quick on the kickoff return. I think he just barely missed that one there.
Uh-oh. Oh, good. Screensaver turned on. I thought we lost picture, Sam.
You lost us.
Yeah, a heck of a time to lose the feed, huh?
2-by-2 look here from Avon. 3-down lineman look from the 2-safety eye look from Zionsville.
Hessen dropping back. He's looking. Now he's going to roll. Looking. He's got his man Farrell.
He caught it.
Oh, he caught it at the 50. What a catch. Did he get out of bounds, though?
If you're Avon, you got to get to the line quick and spike it. No, they completed that. That was a nice play.
Yeah, that's completed inbounds.
Yeah.
Clock is running. Trips to the near side. One receiver at the top of the field.
Avon should be spiking this here.
They're going to run the play looking. Near side. Cohen Morrell incomplete.
That's probably their best case scenario, actually, that was dropped.
Yeah, because he could have been tackled inbounds very easily.
Yeah,
there.
that might have been another 16 seconds off the clock if he catches that and doesn't get out of bounds. You got to have a spike ready. We talked about it before you
got to be ready. Got to be ready to spike it.
You got to be at the line with everybody ready, spiking it as soon as that ball's put in play.
And I mean, I think if you're Avon, you got to get at least down to the 25 to give Bandy a chance.
Yeah,
at least to the 25.
I think you got a couple shots over the middle still open with what this defense is giving you here, and you got to go to your
seniors.
You
got 29 seconds on the clock. Clock stops on a first down for the Chains. You got to be ready, though. Here's Samson James is wide open right there. Throw it for a first down to JP, though.
Avon's got to get to the line and spike it here.
Yeah, they have to. They got to go quick.
What do you?
Oh, they're going to call a play.
They got to spike it.
Clock's running with 21 seconds. Hessen calling the signals. They're going to run the play again.
Wow.
Hessen dropping back, looking. He's chased out of the pocket, looking for Stovall, tipped away. Oh, and lucky break there.
You've wasted a good 35 plus seconds between the late timeout call, 10 seconds, not spiking the ball 2 times. That's about
5 seconds apiece.
That's about 26 seconds, give or take. That you're leaving
with
on the clock,
seconds
and
left
as we
now,
said,
that looms large.
This time is going to be important coming down the stretch.
You can't have a play that takes a long time here. What you need is
you got to
have a completion for a first down or out of bounds.
Yes,
you have to.
Now you're left to hit the sidelines here.
Yeah.
Or you got to rush your field goal on if you get a field goal because you might not have time to spike it.
Well, Hessen
look for a
taking
fade
his
ball
team
there.
out there. Looking, stepping up in the pocket. Stepping up in the pocket, he's going to be sacked, and that's going to be the ball game.
That's the end of the game.
5 seconds are on the clock with 3, now 2. And we will wind out. Zionsville is going to upset the Avon Orioles here at home.
A lot of poor clock management down the stretch, not spiking it there. And, Zionsville really just made all the plays tonight.
That's true. I mean, Zionsville, they were, I don't want to say the more prepared team, but they wanted it more certainly than a majority of what we saw out there. It's really unfortunate.
Not how
really
you win your senior night.
A tremendous effort put forth by both squads, but the Orioles just unfortunately couldn't pull it out late there. That clock management at the end of the game is really what kind of did them in.
Yeah, if you have a 2-minute, you have to have plays called or signaled into that quarterback so he can start getting people to the line of scrimmage, or you got to have a spike ready. If you don't have one of the two, you can't just take your time calling the play. You got to spike that because when you're calling that play, you're wasting time. You got to spike it. You're losing value, losing 8 seconds or 6 to 8 seconds per play. So those 2 plays, they probably lost a total of 14 seconds. By just not spiking it. That's 14 seconds, obviously, that's crucial down the stretch.
Well, just an unfortunate game here, unfortunate finish. A really hard-fought contest, though, Sam, and we're definitely glad to have been a part of that as we get ready to wind it down here as we challenge every week. We challenge Rob Kendall for the world's shortest post-game show. So I want to thank everybody this week. Rob Kendall and Jason Dozier back in the booth flipping the switches and pressing the buttons for us. Also want to thank Ryan Price for joining us at halftime. Always got to thank Sam Penrod for doing a great job on the color game today. And, as we said, an unfortunate finish for the Orioles, but I think you learn a lot of things as a team, and you prepare yourself going down the line. You see who you draw tomorrow and go from there.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to regroup as an Avon team to kind of find your mojo, I guess. It didn't seem like offense or defense were helping each other time. It was almost one or the other, and it was the bleeding was just continuing from one side to the other. And offensively, you can't turn the ball over like that. Obviously, turnovers are key, and you got to find a rhythm. You got to find something. We'll interest to see how the stretch. Stephen ran the ball pretty well tonight. I think if you look at per carry, he probably had a better average. So you got to monitor that next week as they travel to a Noblesville team that I don't know what the score is, but was playing Brownsburg pretty tough. And every time I know we've went up there, it's been a pretty tough game.
Shut out HSE last week.
Yeah, it's been a pretty tough game every time we went up there. So I think they got to take care of more business with Noblesville. And then once they kind of can figure out who they're going to play in sectionals, then they can really start to hone in on who they're going to face. Because these guys don't get it together, their week could be over in 2 weeks. 2 weeks they could be done if they face a good Brownsburg team and they're not ready.
Well, Sam, we want to thank you for all of your solid input tonight. Getting here as soon as you could and not a minute too late because you did a great job all night. We want to thank you. Could be our last game of the year. Not sure what we're going to do come sectional time, but we'll do our best.
Come on, Rob
keep you posted.
Kendall, make it happen, man.
Yeah. And it's more on Avon, but
okay.
And it'll probably be audio only broadcast, but we'll work to get what we can.
Yeah.
Want to thank everybody at Avon. Want to thank everybody for getting us through. Want to thank the hospitality staff here, the athletic staff here, everybody here at Avon High School. Rob Kendall, Jason Dozier back in the booth. And we want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Final time, want to thank all of our sponsors, State Bank of Liston, McNamara Florist, Reynolds Body Shop, Red Cobra Wrestling, Matthew Brahms' Uncle Mike, and all the great folks at AudioSportsOnline.com. So for the final time tonight, this is Marcus Fredwell for Sam Penrod and everybody else at Audio Sports Online saying, so long, sports fans.